My essential question was, how did the impact of the Great Migration continue to shape African Americans' life, heritage, and culture in the United States today? My topic for my essential question related to cultural conservation. So for my text set, the texts that I used were Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson, Making Our Way Home, The Great Migration, The Black American Dream by Blair Imani, and One Last Word, Wisdom from the Harlem Renaissance by Nikki Grimes. So in these three texts are the texts I chose, and Jacqueline Woodson's is a free verse memoir, Blair Imani's is a historical narrative, and One Last Word, Freedom from the Harlem Renaissance by Nikki Grimes was a poetry-based theme. So, Brown Girl Dreaming by Jacqueline Woodson, it explains her experiences growing up during the Jim Crow and Civil War movement, and it shows how she chased her dreams and the values and the culture that were embedded into that, and it related to family identity, racism, determination, and adversity. Making Her Way Home, The Great Migration and the Black American Dream. In this text, it explains the experiences that African Americans faced when they migrated to the United States during the Great Migration and what cultural influences came out of it and transferred into the United States, which were from hip hop, arts, and culture. And then the themes were discrimination and how they fought for the arts and culture and music to be embedded into the United States. One Last Word, Wisdom from the Harlem Renaissance by Nikki Grimes. It has a bunch of poetry entries that use historical figures and also explain the impact of the Harlem Renaissance embedded into that and how art, hip hop, music, traditional foods, and an advocacy for civil rights were brought into that. And these are the themes that came out of this that were just mentioned in the description. So these are the three texts that were supported. The rationale for my theme text was for students to be able to see how African Americans advocated for expressing the necessity towards cultural conservation and how their cultural influences have positively impacted our world today. And these three texts are meant to inspire students and help them see how much the world has grown and to see what social issues still exist and to see African American culture in a positive light. The goals of my instruction were for students to be able to use these three texts to be able to see how the Harlem Renaissance, the Great Migration, the Jim Crow laws, the civil rights movements all helped shape African American culture and see how it was embedded into the United States and how they stood up and fought against the stereotypes and discrimination that were against them and how they fought the American melting pot theory or concept and how they decided to stay true to their culture and express themselves. So these were the goals of the instruction, and that's a summed up version. You can look over the rest right here. The age appropriateness, these texts are aimed for a sixth grade class. I envisioned the class is composed of a diverse amount of students, and it has about 50% African American descent from students that have this descent, and then the rest are a diverse group as well. The timeline of the reading, the text and the accompanied activities will take place over a 3-week period of time. Here are the accompanied activity for Brown Girl Dreaming, the before, during, and after. Here are the accompanied activities for Making Our Way Home, the Great Migration, and the Black American Dream, the before, during, and after that you can look over. And then One Last Word, here are the accompanied activities as well, the before, during, and after. The interdisciplinary connections that I had were geography, social studies, social justice, equality issues, women's studies, and you can look over on this and see how all of these texts have these interdisciplinary connections involved that help students gain a perspective that has multiple avenues for them to learn the concept. And then in my reflection, I learned the importance of intentionally planning and how to embed these several activities into it. What I liked about this project was having the hands-on experience with the before, during, and after activities with finding the essential questions. And then what I found challenging was finding authentic text